Hey friends, Karen Basket DIYer here. All right, you guys, thanks so much for coming back for another fun Tumbler tutorial with me. Okay, so, you know, we can't always please everyone, okay? The tumbler that I'm about to show you, it's not necessarily one of my favorites, nor my husband's favorite, but I have learned by setting up at vendor events, you know, not everybody likes the same thing, and that is okay. This one is about technique more so, and the products that I used. I used a semi-transparent vinyl from BAMP Custom Creations, and then I used pigments from the Crystalac company. So this one, you know, like I said, something out there for everyone. It is very beautiful, but it's not necessarily my style, but it might be your style. So anyways, just stay tuned, follow along, and I'll walk you through the steps and show you how I created this one. I just want to show you something really quickly. I have been trying to do wood grains with the Crystalac products, and today I just decided, okay, I'm gonna try it. So I grabbed the Pigment number 6, and I had a little 14-ounce tumbler that I had already base coated with universal white. And so I just started adding pigment directly to that universal white and using a chip brush. It's designated now for pigments. And I just started going at it, you know, and I came up with this. I think it turned out really beautiful. It's really kind of hard to see here. But while on FaceTime with a family member a while ago, they happened to see this when I was kind of like scanning my room, and they ordered 6 of these. So now I need to make 6 more, or 5 more. But right now, here's what I'm working on. I base coated this with universal white earlier today. It's a 20-ounce from Makerflo. And now then, I've got this beautiful semi-transparent vinyl from BAMP Vinyl. And so I am going to be using pigment number 4, which is like an emerald green, and putting right over this and just seeing what I can come up with. So that is what you are about to see. Okay, so here's exactly what I do, or did, with the wood one. So I'm just kind of hoping that the same effect happens here. I've just got this tack brush, and I'm just going to spread these. I really have not experimented with the pigments much, and so today is the day. I have no idea how much you saw, but I'm basically just applying a strip of the inks. My camera or my phone just went to low power mode, so it kind of messed with my video. I was saying that I've never really taken the time to experiment much with the pigments, but today I was just like, you know, I'm just going for it. I want to attempt wood grain with them. I just figured I'd go ahead and figure it out. Not have to deal with spray paints. Okay, this is looking pretty cool. And the end of it here. I'm just spinning it around. I guess I'll cover the bottom first and then go back and spin it. Okay. And then cover up those brush marks at the end from spinning it. Okay, so that's looking pretty cool. On this wood one, hold on, let me show you. You can get a better look now. You know, I was able to create some darker spots on it. And I did that using a little bitty brush. So let me grab that brush real quick. Okay, so I just had this little makeup brush, and I just kind of did this create a little bit of variation or smooth it, make it a little more soft looking. Just depends on what you want. I am just kind of softening it, I guess, with this brush. And the more you rub on it, the more it exposes the white below. And that might really be best on like the true brown wood color, okay? I don't think I'm gonna try to do like knot looks on this one. Because with that vinyl that I'm gonna be using, I hope this color, once that dries, yeah, I think that's actually gonna stand out and look pretty good. So I'm just gonna go for it, okay? So I'm gonna let this dry for a couple of hours, and then actually it's pretty late at night, so when I get up in the morning, this will be nice and ready for me to move on. Just touching up the bottom a little bit. There we go. That was so easy. Base coated with universal white, tack brush, pigments. Super cool. All right, so, oh goodness, hopefully you can see this. Sorry, there's a lot of light going on here. I am just applying its first layer of Brite tone, and I'm just gonna be doing the hang method with this. So I'm just applying it right here on my little hand turner thingy, my little contraption that I make. And you know, Brite tone layers are so very thin. This works just great whenever all your other turners are in the, you know, being used. So just applying it, and then I will turn it upside down on a little rack and allow it to dry as usual for 4 hours. And then be able to move on, you know, with another layer or my next step. Sorry for the lighting. So shiny. Alrighty, so I got this cut out, and now then my tumbler, you know, I had put one coat of Brite tone on it, and so I am just planning now to remove the backing and apply this to the tumbler just like this. I realize it's going to overhang a little. I can fold it under there, trim that off, but I have a phrase that I'm going to be putting on here as well with vinyl. So once I got the vinyl removed from its backing, I just kind of did the hinge method and got it lined up where I wanted it, and sort of started in the center and worked my way out to the outer edges. I did have one little area that kind of wrinkled on me. I'm trying to press out the wrinkle right there, and then just smooth the rest of it out. Overall, it did pretty well. It just applied really easily. Here you can see I'm still working with that wrinkle, and I did a big no-no. I used my craft knife to lift it, and it lifted my Brite tone layer. And here on the bottom where I folded that leaf over, I'm just trying to slice it a little bit and work with it. I'm trying not to lift it again because I don't want to mess up my Brite tone layer. But I finally got that to lay down pretty well there on the bottom. Okay, so right here, because I took the chance with only one layer of Brite tone, it did lift on me a little bit, but I'm just going to use some glitter glue to put up under there with a thin brush and seal that down, and I think it will be totally fine. It did do better than I thought. For some reason, I was thinking I was going to be able to see my wood grain through my flowers and all, but I don't, so that's even better. I really like that. And then once I get my phrase on here, I'm not sure exactly where I'll put it, maybe here through here. But anyways, so like I said, gonna stuff some glitter glue up under there. In fact, I'll just go ahead and do it right now. I'm just gonna use this little bitty brush. I knew I was gonna risk that happening, my Brite tone layer peeling, because I only did one, but it's all good. Yeah. So I'm just gonna have to stick that down a little. I might actually have to use my scissors and snip that to help it lay down easier. But I'll just continually press down on that to get it to stay down, and it'll all be good. I just made this little design in Cricut Design Space, the little phrase, always find a reason to smile. I used my Oracal 651 permanent vinyl from Expressions Vinyl for this part. Here I'm just kind of placing it, making sure exactly where I want it, and making sure it all fits, because I don't always measure perfectly great. So it looks like it's all gonna fit. So I'm just gonna use some transfer tape. It's Cricut transfer tape that I have used over and over and over. It has very little stick to it. I'm not really worried about it lifting my Brite tone layer, because this tumbler still only has one layer of Brite tone on it right now. But I am starting in the middle here, and that way my measurements will be fairly accurate. But again, using kind of less tacky old transfer tape is very helpful in this situation, because you can kind of set it in place and adjust it, you know, before fully firmly pressing down your vinyl. Right here in the center on the bottom, for some reason or another, I guess whenever I was, you know, brushing those pigments on, it removed a little bit of my universal white and exposed some stainless, so I just used a green paint marker. I'll link those below to color that in. Next, I'm moving on to my first layer of Brite tone, and just applying, you know, as always, a thin layer here, and allowing 4 hours dry time between each layer. If this is your first time seeing me apply Brite tone, you'll notice that I am using my bare hand. Brite tone is a non-toxic, no PPE required product from the Crystalac company. You apply very, very thin layers. Yes, it takes more, but it's totally worth it in the end. This shine is absolutely unbelievable. I will apply about 4 layers before moving on to my next step, which is a level sand. So I just did a level sand on this one. I have a couple of places that my sandpaper took the color off a little bit, because there were some high spots. For instance, right here where I clipped that decal so that it would lay flat, and it exposed some of my green below. So I just am using a white paint pen. I always link these in the description. And I'm gonna go over and maybe just like trace around some of the flowers, just for a little extra pizzazz on the cup. So I've actually already done a few right here and here, but I'm just gonna do that real quick. Once I finished up the highlights with the paint pen, I just moved on to my Brite tone layers and applied about 4 to 6 layers, and just achieved that super smooth shine that we always go for. And the tumbler turned out really beautiful. Again, not my absolute favorite, but that's okay. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you will like, subscribe, comment, and be on the lookout for future tumbler tutorials. Thanks so much for watching.